Welcome back to Our Community. Susie Thomas visiting with Frank Salona. He's president and CEO of our area's chapter of the Better Business Bureau. But that's a big area. It's BBB of Canton Region and Greater West Virginia. How many counties altogether, Frank?
64.
Good night. Okay. You are a busy guy. Well, and in those 64 counties, we've gotten some weird calls. I'm sure you have as well.
Sure.
Wouldn't they love to know they're calling the president and CEO of the Better Business Bureau? Do you ever let them know that?
I do, and it's funny because a lot of my family takes advantage of that as well, whether it's brothers, sisters, or not, I don't have sisters, but sister-in-laws, in-laws, things like that will say, hey, my brother is president of the Better Business Bureau. I'm going to let him know that you've contacted. So, but no, that's funny. Fast. But it's really funny is I have a direct line at work, and I get a lot of calls on that line, and sometimes they are scam calls. So. I have to laugh sometimes because I let them go for a while, and then once I start asking questions and that they quickly figure it out, they hang up.
Yeah. You tell them who you are.
Yeah,
I love it. I would love to just kind of say, hey, I know Frank Salona. You sure you want to be doing this?
I don't know how much that's going to get you.
What should we do? Should we hang up? Do you engage them in any conversation, or is that just not wise?
Yeah.
Just hang up?
Yeah, it really is. That's the best thing we tell people. Myself and some of our staff that go out and talk to different groups. We talk to a lot of, whether it's a Rotary or a AARP group or nursing homes, and wherever we go, we tell people if anything, just hang up. Don't get caught in a conversation with them, because a lot of times they can twist things around and really you can get some information from someone without them really knowing about it. So best thing to do is if you're not comfortable with it, just hang up the phone.
They're good at what they do. Who are these people? Where do they come from?
Really, we try to, we work a lot with the FBI, sometimes with the Secret Service, and a lot of it's really overseas. And unfortunately, it's that way because it's hard to track, and it's hard to really go back and figure out where it came from. But a lot of times, more times than not, it's from overseas.
How do they know what you might be vulnerable to? Our family has gotten and continues to have gotten lots and lots and lots of calls about want to finish up paying up that college loan or whatever. And they know families that might be kind of close, might be just this many dollars away.
Sure.
And they can wipe that free. All they need is this amount to take care of that for you with and I think it was called the Obama's college loan program. And there is no Obama's.
I wish there were, because I have kids in college.
I'm telling you. So how would they know that you or I would be vulnerable to that one, and we get those calls? You
know what? Honestly, Susie, it has to do with a lot of times what you post on social media.
Oh.
They can follow you on social media. They can really find out a lot about you on the internet. If you're on a website where you happen to just mention, oh, I can't wait. I've got one student graduating this year and another one going to college. They pick up on that stuff, and whether you post it on social media or you any type of internet information that you put out there. You'd be surprised what you can find out about people, connections. If you put in, my name, for example, you're going to get, probably the next 2 levels at least of connections. You're going to find out who my wife is or who my brothers are, and things like that. So it's scary how much information is out there. And what's even more scary is that people are using that information against you to try to scam you. Social media has added a complete new layer to all of this because they can find out. I've heard of long cons where people are, young women or older, actually more like middle-aged women, are conned into thinking that an old flame from high school that they didn't really ever know, but gosh, missed you at the reunion, we ought to get together.
you mean you don't remember me from science class? And then suddenly
Right.
they are sending money for this person's that they think they're now engaged to for their surgery, and then never hear from them again.
Yeah.
And those things are hard to report because it's so embarrassing. So what should a person do if they've been scammed? And this is a two-part question.
Sure.
How do we get as smart as those people are?
Well, what you want to do, first of all, is report any scam. Certainly if it's something very major, you want to get the law involved. You want to call your local police department, but you certainly want to report it because you want to help others not get scammed as well. And you can certainly do that again through our scam tracker at our website. And as far as how do we get smart as they are, I think you just have to use common sense and be careful what you put out there. Social media sites ask for a lot of personal information, birth dates, phone numbers, cell numbers. It's not necessary to put that stuff out there.
We don't have to answer every question on it, do we?
Correct. And you have to be careful. And I'm not saying that for anybody that's really, more public than others. I mean, there are people that, public figures that get identity stolen just as much as anybody that's not in the public eye. So you just have to be careful what you put out there. Identity theft is very, very popular, right now with the way credit cards credit card information is being stolen. So there's a lot of things out there. You'd be surprised what people can pick up out there.
From the Better Business Bureau's perspective, what do we look for when we are shopping online to keep ourselves safe and secure and truly know that we're using a reputable company and giving a reputable company our credit card information over the internet?
Well, the very first thing to look for is in the address line. When you put in the company web address, it'll start with HTTP, and it should have an S. And then : / /. So,
and the S
means secure site.
Great.
And that's very important. So look for that S after the HTTP. That's first and foremost. The second thing is, even though they may have that, you might want to check them out with the Better Business Bureau. Check them out. Make sure that is a legitimate organization, a legitimate website. We have information on most of those businesses, so it's important that you do check that out, just
Great.
More for peace of mind than anything. But the S that says it's a secure site is probably the most important thing.
So good, as we're about to go into cyber shopping for Christmas, and oh my goodness. You got a big day coming up, because I know another way that they get information is go through your dumpster.
Exactly.
What can we do with our old whatever documents that have stuff that we don't want to get into the wrong hands?
Well, tomorrow at the Bueller's parking lot down in Dover, we are having a shred day. And we call it our Secure Your ID Day, or our Shred Day, and it's absolutely free to the public. And what we do there is we allow individuals to come with as much information or much stuff as they want to be professionally shred. And we have a truck there that we dump the items in, and it is shred to a pulp, really. It really is. And we are offering that. It's from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Bueller's parking lot at 3000 North Worcester Avenue in Dover. And it's really well received. This is our, I believe it's our third year in Dover, and we have done it in Canton. We do it in Canton in the spring. But in Dover, it is our third year, and it's been very well received. Not only do we have paper shredding that day, but we also have e-cycling, and what that means is electronic devices. And there are a lot of ways that people can steal your identity through electronic devices, whether it's a laptop or a computer or a hard drive, things like that. So you can bring those items as well as modems or phone systems, printers, routers. There's a whole list of things, and we are accepting those items as well. They will be then disassembled and recycled. And if you're concerned about a hard drive, we do have individuals there that will destroy the hard drive. We have people that want to watch that, and you certainly can. We don't we don't tell you can't, but they have, and I'm not sure what they're going to use tomorrow. But in the past, they've had a device that just comes down and smashes the hard drive and makes it inoperable. So that's a great thing to do as well, as destroy that hard drive so no one gets that information.
Curious what happens to the shreds and what happens to the smashed up metallic stuff after this happens. Where does it go?
Well, the paper goes to different recycling places. The different companies that take that and they recycle it back into paper and cardboard and things like that. The electronic devices, it's really an interesting process where they have facilities where they take apart everything. I mean, they take. Believe it or not, there's really some gold and silver and other precious metals inside a lot of these electronic devices that in small volumes it's not that much, but when you do an event like this, the company then will take a lot of that and they'll process it and recycle a lot of the things like that. The plastic they'll melt and reuse, but yeah, it's really put to good use.
Good to know. Website?
Our website is www.bbb.org/Canton.
Perfect. Frank Salona, thank you so much for tomorrow, for Shred Day, and for all you do in our community.
Thank you, Susie. Glad to be here.